Hello friends, it's Laura. Welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to do something with this. I got this at Walmart. They were on clearance. They were the only two there. So I opened it and it has the spring ring glass here. But I'm not understanding why. And it is magnetic. So I'm not sure why they have these clasps. It is for a necklace. Now, I'm going to take these off and just string onto them. I don't need, I'm pretty sure I can, yeah, it looks like they open. Yes, they do. So we're going to take them off. We don't need them. And now I just have the piece I want. So I'm going to be using that. I'm going to use the brown tiger tail. And I'll be cutting off 3 pieces, but I'm going to cut it as I string. And here's my design. Ta-da! So I'm going to be using, on the bottom one, it's going to have this kind of cross. In the middle one, it's going to have a couple leaf dangles, and then on the top strand, it's not going to have any. So I think what we'll do is we will string the top strand first, and I'm just going to clip off about what I'm going to need. That should be about right. I'm going to clip one end, and we're just going to string this. I had played around with this, got some beads out and stuff while I was waiting for the video to upload that I had recorded earlier. And I had to charge my phone and all that, so I was playing with beads and watched Jody, and I kind of am thinking I want some kind of like how would they look? Let's see. Where did it go? That's not the one that was there. I know that. This is the one that was there. I think. I don't know. They went flying. Okay, that'll work. Not sure where he came from. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do I just have an extra one? I don't know. And that's something I may have. I think I did have an extra one. So I think out towards the very end, I'll put just one of those. And when you do a triple strand and you're layering, kind of planning it out ahead of time, goodness gracious, I'm making a mess. because you want to have the strands, kept so that they're not on top of each other. You want to keep like a good decent amount of space between each one as they lay out. Because this isn't one that will be like, fastened to one jump ring and then onto the chain. These are actually meeting at the back of the neck on 3 separate chains. Oh, maybe I'll put one on either side of him too. These are black agate. A lot of these beads came from Bargain Bead Box. I do have a $2 off coupon code that's on the screen. It's Dragonfly 2, all capitals with a number 2. And if I don't get it on the screen, everything is down below in the description along with the link. And I try to get it like within a few minutes of the video going up. I try to get it in the pinned comment also. But sometimes I'm not where I can be on my phone right away to do that. So, and that helps my channel out immensely when you do that by using my link and the little code. So I'm going to put the other one of these on, and then the other 5. Two, 3, 4, 5. So that's what the inside strand is going to look like. And I'm going to, actually I can just do this and clip both strands in together for right now. I'm going to lay him aside. And then we are going to work on this strand. That must go here. And I am going to cut off another length, making sure I have plenty. Again, I'm going to clip one end. Oops. Now this one I do want to make sure that it is long enough, because I don't know if this one has enough beads to make it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have one more here and one more here, and I'm not sure why. That's why I'm not closing everything off. And then we're going to go here and here. And here I'm using these little flat spacers. They're just adorable. And you know what? I think that we can put them in here, and I'm going to kind of do like this. Because I actually have plenty to do this with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And this is where I'm going to stop. This is going to be the center of this. And yeah, this is definitely going to need more beads because I need to make this longer. So hold on. Okay, so I think I have it figured out. I have added a bunch of these little imitation hematite black beads, and it added quite a bit of length, which is what I needed. And if I need to add a little more length, I can do that with some seed beads on either end. And I'm going to go ahead and finish stringing this up like I had started. And for some reason I had an odd number of these also, and I will double check my numbers when I get this strung halfway. To make sure that they match when I get down to the middle. And sometimes when I'm like setting things up, things get kind of moved around in the shuffle, which, you know, is understandable. Find a little hole on him. So this would be the halfway mark. And so, yeah, now I would have the center there. Okay, so I'm going to line this up. We're going to say I have 1, 2, 3. Let's go from here. 1, 2, 1, that, 2 of those, big bead, 1, the copper, 1, a big bead, 2 of those, a copper, 2, a big bead, 2, a copper, and then 1, 2, 3. Those 3 belong to the other side. So I'm going to measure this with that strand, and I will be putting some black seed beads on, which I'll go get, just enough to make this fit. So I have 1, 2, 3 copper, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, 1, 2, 3, 4 copper. That's right. Okay. So I will go ahead and get these onto the jump ring and get the jump ring on. I probably should use 2 jump rings, not just 1. Otherwise they won't lay correctly. I'll find my little dish of jump rings. And I want a tinier jump ring. Now let's go even smaller. I want a really small jump ring on the wire itself. And I'll probably need to do the same on the other one also. So let's do that. Get my pliers together. I'll put these both on this jump ring. Like so. And I am work hardening these jump rings because they will, yeah. I was wondering about these. I don't know where I even got these. I think these are from Walmart, like way back a while ago. So those are not very good. So let's just get some of these heavier ones out. I was kind of wondering about them. They felt kind of chintzy when I got them out. So we're just going to go with putting each one on its own jump ring. That jump ring's going to go there. I'm taking that jump ring away. Don't want to make the mistake of using it. I'm going to take this one and then I'm going to add it to this jump ring and I'm going to close it. And then I'm going to put them both on this tiny little jump ring. Like that. Close this one up. And this is going directly on my wire. And then I'm going to finish stringing. And I'll bring you back. Oops. Yep, that's right. Like that. Okay, so I have this one strung and it looks really, really nice. And I don't really think we'll need anything more because there is quite a difference in the length of the two. I think it's perfect. So we're going to leave it. Now we're going to go ahead and string this longer one. And when we do string this, it definitely has to hang down longer than to give room for the leaves to hang and not touch this one. So when I set these up with the correct amount of what's the word I'm looking for? Chain and things like that. I definitely need to make sure that they do not clash. So I am going to make sure that when I get to this that I put the jump rings on, and I'm just going to start beading. I know you're gonna kind of be off screen when I start, what I'm doing is I'm adding 3 of the little black bicones. If I can get them on. I have a little bit of a burr. Let me go ahead and get that off. There we go. Then basically what I'm doing is I am using these big, I don't think they're glass. Oh, they might be. And I'm putting this copper bead here, another glass bead, a copper bead, and then I'm doing a glass, a big black agate, then back to a glass so that it looks like that. And then I'm going to go back to the copper, and I think at this point, I think you can see what I'm doing. Agate, copper, glass, and I believe these glass beads I had harvested. And then I'm going to do a little bit different thing here. I'm taking a copper, an agate. They're maybe not copper, maybe they're brass. I'm using the wrong term here. And then into a glass bead, an agate, a glass bead, a brass. And I'm not sure if these are going to go up inside of that. Whoops, seriously, I just flung him. So I'm going to be very careful about, he just nestles into it, so that's good. So there's what we've got so far on this one. And I'm going to put one more. And this is where I'm going to pause. And we're going to go ahead and get this all done up. So I'm taking, this is probably either a 5 or a 6 millimeter copper. I'm going to put it on this. I don't know, maybe I do want to use the small one because he's like this and I want just one jump ring. So we're going to go with just the small one. Hopefully I can get him on there without too many issues. Use a big chunky thing. So that went on okay. We're going to close it. We're just using this little 4 millimeter. Make sure it's closed so that wire does not come through there. I am taking my wire just at the very end here and I'm going to pull, and it's not going to come through there. I'm doing it at the end so that I know that little piece is going to get cut off. So he's going to hang like that. And I'm going to continue to string and I'll bring you back. Okay, so I have it all strung and we're going to kind of look at it. And it appears to be completely matching. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scoot this down and I'm going to clip this. Now we need to make them so that they are all the right length on necklaces. So I'm going to unclip this one. This is our longest. This is our Next one. It's the one with the leaves. I'm going to clip one end and scoot them as far to this end as possible. So this one needs to be like so. And this is our short one. Our short one is pretty much a easy given because he doesn't have to worry about being too far away. He just is beads. These two I need to make sure are not too close together. So I'm going to start by going ahead and crimping these two, the small one, to a clamshell. We are using clamshells on this project. And I'm taking my bent chain nose. I'm going to grab it, the crimp tube. I'm going to bring it up to the very end, but not at the very end, leaving just a little bit of space. I'm going to squish it, check it. I'm going to bring my clamshell back up. I'm going to tug. It's on there tight, and I'm going to close that up. I'm going to give it a squish, and then I'm going to make sure that that is closed all the way. I'm going to slide them all the way down. I'm going to make sure that they do have some movement. And then I'm taking this one and I'm going to clamp these two together. I don't want them coming off. He's definitely magnetic. Pardon my arm for just a moment. There we go. Now I don't have anything running off. That was my biggest fear. All right, we're going to go through here. I'm going to open my clamshell up so I can reach inside, dropping that all the way down. I'm going to kind of hold him in a circle with my fingers, but I want to make sure that there is no spaces. I'm going to take my crimp tube, going to drop it all the way down on. And I'm going to reach inside that clamshell, grabbing my crimp tube, and I'm going to push down on it. And then I'm going to smush. And there we go. I'm going to give it a tug test. It's tight. Now I can clip that excess off. I have a baggie that I keep all my extra pieces in. And then we're going to close this. Once I close this, it actually takes up some of the extra space. I'm going to give it a hug there, and then I'm going to squeeze that shut. I'm going to just lay that out of the way, and then we're going to work on this end. So there is the third layer. I'm going to get all this out of my way. Now, we need to figure out how much we're going to need. This one is going to be here, this one's going to be here, and this one is going to be in the middle. So, we have this, this, and this. Okay, so you're going to see some editing because I tried the whole trying to use this, and I got to tell you guys, it was horrible. No matter what I did, and I had cut all my lengths of chains so that they should have laid correctly, and it just would not work with this. Great idea. It really isn't strong enough of a magnet to really, I don't think to even use it as a bracelet. I don't know if they would pull apart. It is a thought I've had. So what I'm doing is I took all the chain back off. Just so you know, they're all here in piles of the lengths that I had cut for each one. I'm going to bag them up. They won't get, not used. They're all in lengths that I would probably use to make necklaces and things with. So that's not an issue. They're going to get used. But what I've decided would be my best bet is do what I know. And so I'm putting jump rings back on each of these. And some of the jump rings just are not able to be reused because I had to really struggle to get them open or whatever. So one of them completely, totally destroyed when I was, trying to get it back off. So what I'm going to do is we're just going to connect these right here on this level. And I have these really pretty decorative, large, they're like a rope texture jump rings. And because I want these to move freely, I've put each of these on their own little jump rings, just like that. And I'm going to leave that open, but I am going to put a clip on it like that so they don't fall back off. Just kind of clip it really close to those. And I'm going to do the same when I locate the actual opening. I think it's actually, I don't know. Some of these are really hard to find the opening. So I got so discouraged yesterday, I just sat it down and decided I would wait till today and come out. I think, yeah, right there it is. So I'm going to finish opening it up. And make sure that you're putting them on so that they go on in the correct order. I want him on the bottom. Now see, that would have been wrong. So he goes on first, and then him, and then him. Now we're going to go ahead and clip that. Get rid of that. Because I've already measured, and I need, this measures 11 inches, this one here. So what I'm needing is, 11 and a half inches. So what I'm needing is, to bring it down to 22 inches, is basically 11 more inches of this. And I have this coming out the wrong way, but that's okay. I'm getting a piece of my chain, and trust me, I measured, and the longest piece of chain I had cut was actually, even though I have to cut this piece in half, the chain is just not cut the right length. I need to cut a total of 20, let me double check my measurements. Get my finger on the 0 to here. And it's 16 inches total is what I need. So I need 8 and 8. Let me double check where this is at. Yeah, I need to come to there. Double check my measurements. I did it the first time over my hair, and that was a mistake because I have quite bulky hair. There. to there. Yeah, see, 17 inches. So splitting that in half is 8.5 inches. Where's my longest piece? I don't think it's going to be long enough. Yeah, it's only 7.5. So, and this one I think is even shorter. Just to be sure, it's only 6. Okay, I thought so. So I need to cut a 17-inch piece. And then we're going to cut it in half. I'm using my old clippers for this chain. And I'm simply going to fold this in half, lay it out, and I want one side longer than the other so that the clasping lays in the middle of the back. So that is the clasp part, and this is the jump ring section. There we go. Now let's go ahead and fasten it. I'm hoping, there we go, that goes on without a jump ring. So we can get that and this. I'm going to put this together. I kind of like using, I forgot I actually had these till I was going through looking for beads that I hadn't used in a while. So there's that. Like I said, this is the part that gets the jump ring. I'll double check because I think I just said clasping, didn't I? It's real easy to decide. Hold it out there. Pull them together. Yeah, that one gets the clasp. This one gets the jump ring. So I need to get me a clasp out. Because I was not planning on putting a clasp. And I found a bunch of these, so we're good to go. And then a jump ring. I need a tiny, yes, I have one out. There we go. We got everything out. Let's go ahead and put that clasp on. So I don't know what happened yesterday evening. I was sitting in the chair in Allen's, and I was just watching like some videos. I can't remember which one I was watching because I'm not big on watching TV. There's a couple shows that I like, but not a whole lot. And I was like, gosh, my lip feels funny, my bottom lip. And I kind of sort of have, dozed off. And I woke, I kind of sort of, I don't know if I actually really dozed off or, well, anyways, whatever. But I told Alan my lip feels funny. And I was like rubbing it, and it was swollen like really hard on one half of my lip. And it was like swollen across and up and down, and it was terrible. It hurt, and it hurt to touch it. So I'm not sure why I did that. Let's go ahead and just lay him back down. We didn't need him, but that's okay. And he looked at it, he says, oh my gosh, it's huge. And he wanted to touch it, and it just sent pain right through my whole lip. And before the night was done, my whole bottom lip was just like swollen way out. And it was only like maybe an hour and a half. And it was swollen way down into like my chin. And he said, well, did something bite you? Or, you know, what happened? Neither one of us could figure it out. So I was getting ready to go to bed, and he says, you need to take like some Benadryl or something and get that swelling to go down, even if it's like an allergic reaction to something. You know, take some Benadryl. It'll help. If it's a bite, it'll help. So yeah, I took some Benadryl, and I went to bed. And oh my gosh, Benadryl and me, it's like a really hard sleep, and it makes me very difficult to wake up. So I never woke up till 7:37 this morning, which I don't ever do that. So with all the little fiascos of putting this together, I tried this. Let's just say that if any of you have ever used them, let me know how you did it. I really did not like how it turned out. So, well, if somebody has like a bigger head than me, so let's see, where does this lay? Perfectly. I'm trying it on, guys, and seeing where everything lays. Oh, I like it. I like it, like it, like it. Okay, it lays perfectly like it should. Absolutely adorable. Now it's stuck in my hair because I have a ton of hair. Okay, here we go. So it is finished, and it lays like I imagined it to lay. I'm going to lay it here so you guys can see it. So after all the fiasco, everything lays perfectly. Get it up here where you guys can see it. I'll probably have to turn it sideways so you guys can see it. I love this. Oh my gosh, guys. So there you go. Let's get it all into frame. Maybe raise my thing up just a little bit so you can see it all. Okay, there you go. I like how it turned out. I love the colors, the dark and moody. It's just kind of me. And it is gorgeous. I like the cross on it, the leaves, the bronze, and then bringing in that silver. The only thing I probably would have done differently is maybe brought in a touch of silver, you know, throughout maybe some of the silver spacer beads that I have. Maybe had dropped a couple here and there to bring in the silver, but it is gorgeous. And I love it. So thank you guys for hanging out with me. I got a ton of editing to do with this video, but I appreciate each and every one of you. Bye, guys.